Today we have with us the all-new 2019 Nissan Altima, a very popular car in the D segment or the mid-size sedans. Its direct rivals being the Mazda 6, the Toyota Camry and the Honda Accord, for which we have reviews right up here, by the way, you can check that out. So yalla, let's get to it. Let's talk about the all-new Altima. So the car we have with us today is the SL trim, which is the top of the line here in the UAE. And I've been test driving this for about 5 days now, and to my surprise, it's been turning heads. And the Altima hasn't ever done that in all these years. But this 6th generation model looks really sporty. So good on you, Nissan, and I'm definitely giving you more points just for these looks. So let's talk about the exterior bit by bit. Beginning with the V-Motion grille, which is Nissan standard, which is the grills and the silver chrome running along it. In this model specifically, we have LED headlights and fog lights. And what I really like about it is the aesthetics, because this really builds up to the sportiness of the car. If you do notice these arrow-like definitions within the headlights, and that's what gives that car the head-turning look. Hopping over to the wheels, these are 19-inch alloys on the SL trim. Talking about the rear, it definitely does look sporty, but what it also has is a real premium look to it. Pretty much like what a Lexus looks like. Because especially from the back on the rear over here on the side, it does have a very Lexus vibe to it, which is a really good thing. But anyway, coming back to what we have with us today, the brake lights have a bit of a black outline, which gives it a lot of definition in my opinion. Underneath a sporty bumper with a diffuser and dual exhaust. Since this is the SL trim, it does have the badge right here. Now, a lot of people kind of mistake the Altima for the Maxima, which is a good problem to have, considering the Maxima is in the upper premium league in comparison to this. But if you do know your Nissans, you could probably tell the difference. But then again, all in all, I think in terms of looks, I'm definitely giving this a 10 on 10 because it definitely is a crowd pleaser. So, talking about the interiors of this car, the first thing I would consider is how comfortable are the seats, considering this could be a daily drive. I've been stuck in traffic for about an hour, I've been doing really long drives, and I didn't break my back, which means that this honestly is a very comfy set of seats. When I look at the driver's perspective, I have a really wide windshield. The display gauges are analog, but it does have a 7-inch screen in the middle, which shows you quite a lot of options in regards to navigation, shows you tire pressure, the home screen, media. So it does have quite a lot to offer, and that could be controlled with your steering wheel on the left. You also have your volume controls here, and on the right of the steering you have your cruise control options. All in all, the driver's perspective is really good. Looking at the interiors, it is very minimal and yet elegant. It has wooden accents running along here, and it also has a sporty vibe to it with its paddle shifters and a D-shaped steering, or a flat bottom steering in that case. It does have artificial carbon fiber on the sides, but that's not too much, but it does have that vibe going on. Coming to the center console, this is an 8-inch touchscreen. It supports Android Auto and Apple CarPlay. And if you don't want to be using the touch, you do have buttons on the bottom, so it's kind of easy when you're driving just to use a button rather than actually locate where that touch is. It does obviously have navigation, Bluetooth, audio, radio, etc. So all of the basic functions right there. Right underneath that is your climate control, your gear shifter, the push to start button right over here. And this car doesn't have a foot brake, it does have an e-brake, so that is located right over here. Has a pretty decent storage space, it has a glove box right there. So all in all, interior wise, really comfortable, very clean, very minimal. So yes, again, good on you, Nissan. Hopping over to the back seats, the Nissan Altima is usually used as a family car here in the UAE, and it definitely is very comfortable, has ample amount of legroom, probably not so much in regards to clearance of your height, but considering this would be for kids, I think this shouldn't be much of a problem. It does have charging ports and cup holders right here. So all in all, like I mentioned, the interiors wise already given you guys a thumbs up, so this really makes a really great car on the inside as well. Anywho, let's talk about drive now. So before we begin our drive, I'd like to highlight a couple of safety features. So the car is equipped with Nissan's intelligent mobility and has a bunch of safety features. Let's begin with the rear view camera. Of course, that is pretty much a basic, but now probably in your rear view camera you would have a couple of blind spots. You yourself in the car would have a couple of blind spots, and that's where driver awareness technology kicks in. So it's pretty much a sensor or an extra pair of eyes around the car. So let's say if there was a shopping cart or a pole that was, not visible within your range, or on the rear view camera, it will kind of alert you saying that, hey, you know what, there is an object and you should probably watch out for it. So that's pretty cool. Moving on, we have lane keep assist, adaptive cruise control. There is blind spot monitors on the inside of the car rather than on the mirror. So that's pretty cool. So it's not like up there, it's actually inside. Moving on, other than that, we have forward collision warning. There are so many, so I'm just trying to remember them all. And intelligent emergency braking. So as well as safety, definitely giving you guys a thumbs up, because honestly, I feel for the D segment, you are offering a lot. So that's pretty cool. So yep, now we can go to the drive. So finally, coming to how this drives. That will be a very important segment in this review. So beginning with what are the engine specs, it is a 2.5 liter 4-cylinder and it is a new engine. It's called the direct injection gasoline or DIG engines, and that keeps the car very fuel efficient. So it has fuel efficiency, it is very smooth on the streets, and it also is pretty quiet in regards to how it sounds, because the cabin seems pretty quiet. So that kind of also kicks in your luxury feel. So it looks sporty on the outside, but then again on the inside it does feel luxurious, which is ironic considering this is the D segment car, so they don't really come luxury pack, but this is really good that the Altima offers that. Moving on, it has a CVT transmission. I personally am not a fan of that, because when I do this, it takes time for the car to actually respond. So personally not a fan, but then again we're talking about fuel efficiency in regards to the Altima. We're not talking about racing and driving fast. Although the car is quick, it has cute numbers. It has 188 horsepower and 244 Newton meters of torque. So those are cute numbers, but considering it is quite quick, it just takes time to respond. The 2019 Altima, by the way, has an all-new chassis. So it gives you better handling and better control over the car as well. And what's also new is the steering and the suspensions. So the steering especially, I would actually like to mention that you can actually steer with a thumb or even just like so, because it's so responsive. So that's really smooth as well when you're driving. Hands are busy, you're doing things there, concentration on the road as well, but you can still maneuver with one hand or just very easily maneuver it. So all in all, the drive feels brilliant. I have to say, I didn't expect this from the Altima. I've driven the previous generations before. Never really was impressed by it, never really liked it. It was just another regular car, but this one, definitely changing my mind on it. So even in regards to drive Nissan, good on you guys. Talking about the price factor, starts at 91,000 dirhams and ranges all the way to 120,000 dirhams. So base model to the full options that we have with us today. The Altima has been around since 1992, and that's close to 3 decades. And if anything, it's only getting better with time. This 6th generation model has impressed me honestly in every aspect possible, and it is definitely giving its rivals a run for their money, giving this one the plus point with looks. I honestly think this is a great daily drive. It is a fabulous car, has amazing resale value, and there is definitely nothing wrong with it. I mean, look at it. It is definitely an all thumbs up. So good on you, Nissan, for doing this. Let us know what you think about the car in the comments below. And hey, don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Thank you so much for watching.